Hey YouTubers, it's a real nice Sunday morning here in California, and hope everyone's doing okay out there. This is just going to be a real quick video on The Fourth Kind. I was really curious when this movie had first come out, when I'd seen the previews, and if you haven't seen any of the previews, or if you don't know what The Fourth Kind is, which I'm sure you probably do if you're interested in any of the paranormal activity or paranormal phenomena, so to speak. Very chilling. There's all kinds of stuff all over YouTube, all kinds of trailers, clips from the movie that have been released, and just real scary looking stuff. So I was curious about this after I had seen it, and I contacted the Alaskan newspaper, and they haven't responded. Yes, the email did go through, but I've heard that some people have tried to contact and email would bounce back or anything. No, it's easy. You can easily find the different people that are working there listed on their website, and you can try to contact them yourself. I just did it as easy and professional as I can, and I still wasn't able to get any kind of response. I was just asking them if they could validate anything that the film was saying, since it's claiming to be, as you can see here, I am on the Fourth Kind website, Nome, Alaska, October 2000. Down here on the website you can see that Larry King supposedly made this comment, a remarkable movie. You know, it basically challenges your opinion. Larry King is actually, he probably has had more people talk about UFOs and that sort of thing more than any other talk show that I've ever seen. So I know that he's probably particularly interested in, they've had people like Stanton Friedman on there and just all kinds of people over the years debating, and, you know, pros and cons, and people that are for and against, you know, all that sort of stuff. So I find it interesting that they included him on here, which doesn't surprise me at all. Early on, there was all kinds of articles supposedly that were written that claimed that these things were true, and that they were, you know, they would actually link you up to this research of cases that existed. And eventually we've come to find that this actually was not true, and that they were complete fabrications. As I'm going to go ahead and read you something here. The film's trailer states that the story is based on actual case studies, quote, you know, actual case studies. But it, as we've said, it doesn't cover any specific cases. As a result, much speculation has risen regarding the search for documented evidence from the actual cases, and whether Dr. Abigail Tyler is a real person or if they're fictional. The movies, it's kind of like Blair Witchy in a way. It's not exactly like that, but a lot of they have some footage in there that's kind of like that, makes it look really convincing. On September 1st, 2009, an investigation by the Anchorage Daily News examined the validity of the film's premise and its relation to actual disappearances that have occurred in and around the town of Nome. The investigation found no specific events to back up the claims in the film, and also revealed that unsolved deaths in Nome are no more frequent than any other small town, which is in Alaska, or maybe even someplace else. The consensus is that a high rate of alcoholism, combined with a harsh landscape surrounding Nome, accounts for a majority of disappearances, just as in other remote areas. But, you know, I guess there's a lot of alcohol going on in Alaska, not much else to do. I don't know. Real important. November 12th, 2009. Now, the film, as I know, was released November 6th, 2009. That runs 98 minutes, and it was distributed by Universal Pictures, which I'm sure we've all seen one time or another if we watch movies. But on the 12th, Universal Pictures agreed to a $20,000 settlement with Alaska Press Club, and quote, to settle complaints about fake news archives used to promote the movie, unquote. Universal acknowledged that they created online news articles and obituaries to make it appear that the movie had a basis in real events. So that kind of goes to show there that they had a settlement for $20,000, and that they acknowledged that they had created fake articles, fake obituaries, and, you know, stuff that would back up the film. So that's kind of a disappointment maybe for some of you. The last thing I would say is people fear the unknown, and that's something that's been said a lot. But people fear what they don't know.
Hey everybody, just real quick, I wanted to show you at the bottom of the movie script for The Fourth Kind, they include this this news article. Well, hold on. Psychiatrist released from custody, child not found, by Kate Ripple. The by seems Kate Ripple, Fairbanks Daily News. It goes on and talks about, in the very last section here, it's talking about the disappearance. Just briefly, only suspect in the disappearance of 5-year-old Ashley Tyler was released from custody yesterday, with all charges dropped after spending 2 months under house arrest for her daughter's disappearance on the morning of October 10th. And then it basically goes on, it mentions Dr. Tyler. It is mentioning over here a police chief, Motes, or I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, so but basically a police chief. They do mention that Dr. Tyler's mental state after reports surfaced, she believed Ashley had been taken by a light in the sky, and that her scientific study on sleep disorders in Nome were yielding alien abduction stories from her patients. So the first thing that I know is we've talked about it before, and Universal got in trouble because they posted fake news articles and all that sort of thing. So the first thing when I saw this was, well, here we've got a news article that looks real, from claiming to be Fairbanks Daily News by someone named Kate Ripple. And if we wanted to question if Dr. Tyler was actually real, if that's her real name and so forth, this would obviously prove that she is a real person and that it is in Nome, Alaska. So the first thing I had to do is I had to find Fairbanks Daily News, which I found it here. It's newsminer.com. It's a Fairbanks Daily News Miner. Well, I searched Dr. Tyler, I searched the headline of the article, I searched all that. I came up with nothing for that time frame. But if we do like right now, and we'll go to like November 22nd, and we search, movie makers fabricate Alaska news, okay, alien abduction fantasy, this one November 10th, 2009, ignore the claims on the silver screen, The Fourth Kind is not based on fact, but the publicity people at Universal Studios decided the best way to get people to pay to see this movie is to spread false claims that it is a documentary with archival footage and actual case studies about alien abductions to back up every scene.
I am actress Mila Jovovich, and I will be portraying Dr. Abigail Tyler. This film is a dramatization of events that occurred October 2000. Every scene in this movie is supported by archived footage. Some of what you're about to see is extremely disturbing.
Many people believed, and perhaps still believe, that the Blair Witch Project and Paranormal Activity used real footage of events that really happened. And in both cases, the filmmakers and studios were happy to play along with those assumptions, even though they weren't true. But in what can only be seen as a new low, Universal Studios is outrightly claiming that its new thriller, The Fourth Kind, is based on actual events. As the trailer states, there are a number of unexplained disappearances in Nome, Alaska. This is true. In fact, families of those who disappeared are so concerned that the FBI looked into the possibility of a serial killer in the region. The FBI concluded that alcohol and extreme weather were to blame, but the families still think foul play is involved. Could it be aliens? Well, a local Alaskan blog Googled psychiatrist Abigail Tyler, who Mila Jovovich plays in the film. She came up in one place on a website called the Alaska Psychiatry Journal. But turns out Alaska's official psychiatric associations have never heard of Dr. Tyler or that website. Plus, the state has never issued any kind of license to an Abigail Tyler. No one by that name has even lived in Nome in recent years. So it looks like Universal Studios and Mila Jovovich are willing to blatantly lie to your face in order to cash in on the disappearance of actual people. Now that's scary. Sounds like The Fourth Kind is the sucky kind, as audiences rate the movie a 5.5.